Yo, YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. To the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Listen, I wanted to jump in here today, man, and talk to you guys about something that I find very alarming with a lot of people. And what I'm going to bring up today is the interview that I most recently did with Agnes Vivarelli, the interview that I posted on my channel last week or whenever it was 2 weeks ago, the same one that she also posted on her channel as well. And that was a video in regards to what men really want when it comes to women kind of in relationships. And I want you guys to know that we are doing part 2 later this week. Might do it tomorrow, might do it next week. I'm not sure. I think we're going to try to squeeze it in this week. But part 2 to the interview will be what women want as far as, relationships and when it comes to men and stuff like that. But I wanted to jump on here and make this video because I realized why a lot of people fail in relationships. And I realized this a long time ago. But I realized why a lot of people fail in relationships, why a lot of people can't get their specific person back. And also, too, why a lot of people have a hard time manifesting in anything. And I realized it's a lot of people, you guys hear, but you don't listen. And it's just that simple. Like, you hear what somebody's saying, but you're not really listening. Hearing and listening is two different things, because listening actually requires that you comprehend what a person is saying. And I realized that I used to think a long time ago, communication, lack of communication was a big problem, in relationships and different things, partnerships, business and all that stuff. But I realized it's not communication, it's comprehension. And in order to comprehend something, you must listen. Listen, not hear. You must listen to what somebody is trying to get through to you. Now, I bring this up because why? I just recently seen a Instagram post from Tatiana James. Her and her husband, if you guys don't know, her and her husband are really big on Instagram and YouTube. They help people build Amazon businesses and online businesses. They're very successful, multimillionaires. But she had posted a post talking about how she used to always take selfies. And you can go back to her Instagram page and you can check out her post that she made on. She was talking about how she was making selfies. She used to take selfies all the time, and how her taking selfies was really her covering up her insecurities, and how she notices and she realizes a lot of women struggle with this, and a lot of teenage girls struggle with this as well. And I actually seen recently a Facebook post that said over 30% of teens and maybe people a little bit older, women a little bit older, specifically teen girls and women, struggle with social media and the imagery that they see, and it really causes them to be insecure and even sometimes to the point of depression and suicidal and all that type of stuff. And so I thought that was alarming. But I'm bringing this up because something I love doing is going to the comment section and reading the comments that people have to say about a particular post or video, whatever the case may be. Good, bad, right or wrong, indifferent, ignorant, astute. I love reading comments and I love engaging. And so I specifically went to the comment section on her post on Instagram, and all I saw was positive, oh, this is empowering. Thank you for sharing this. You're so right. I struggle with this as well, taking selfies, because she basically went on to say that she notices that people that take selfies a lot of times are the most insecure women, and she said, and this is coming from a woman, and she's beautiful, by the way, so this is coming from a woman who says this, and she specifically said she notices that people that take a lot of women that take a lot of selfies and women that do a lot of this and that and are very image conscious as she used to be. She talks about in her post. I'm telling you guys, go read this post on her Instagram, Tatiana James. If I can, I'll link it in the description below. But she talks about how a lot of women that do that are extremely insecure, and all her comments were basically positive. Like, I don't even think I saw one negative comment. There might be some now because I haven't checked, but I'm not sure. Like, for the most part, it was like all comments, all positive comments. Now, I say that to say, when I did my interview with Yes, talking about what men really want in women, what men really want, some of the comments that I got from women were so negative and so nasty, and I was getting the backlash. Even though Yes and I literally were in agreement about the same thing throughout the entire interview. She was agreeing with everything that I was saying. And she knows because she's older than me. She's in her 50s, and she's been working with women for 6 years, 7 years, compared to me only working with women for 14, 15 months. and stuff like that. So she knows. But it struck me because I was like, how are me and Agnes literally saying the same thing, but yet I'm getting bashed and she didn't really get bashed like that? And some women left comments saying, which she erased the comments, by the way, because she doesn't want that kind of garbage being spewed on her channel. But some women left comments saying things like, oh, he needs to be careful. They said, Agnes, I really love your channel, but he needs to be careful what comes out of his mouth. And then another woman left a comment that said, oh, this is the type of man, Marvin's the type of man that what he would say, oh, that woman got raped because of what she was wearing. And I'm reading these comments and I'm like, wow, like everything I literally just said literally went one ear and out the other with you. And then you wonder why you struggle with relationships. You wonder why you struggle with keeping a specific person. You wonder why you struggle with happiness. And I realized, and I said this in the beginning of that interview with Agnes, I highly encourage you guys to check out that interview with Agnes. It's on my channel. It's on her channel. I'll link it in the description below. But it struck me that a lot of women have a hard time hearing the truth when it comes from a man's mouth. Because when a woman says the exact same thing that a man says, just like the Tatiana James post, it's empowerment. It's, oh, you're so charismatic. Oh, you're so right. Oh, I agree with you. I feel the same way. But when a man literally says the same thing, it's, oh, he's sexist. Oh, he's this, he's that. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's like you guys just beeline for all the negative stuff. But it's like, yo, if a woman says the same thing, you're in agreement. You're in unison. If Oprah said the same thing that I said, you'd be like, oh, Oprah's right. Oprah's so smart. You know what I'm saying? If Rhonda Byrne from The Secret, oh, Rhonda's so right. Rhonda's this, Rhonda's that. If any woman in power, if Michelle Obama said the same thing I said, oh, Michelle is right. But then if I say it, or if another man says it, you guys automatically want to condemn. And I realize this is such a huge problem. And this is why a lot of you guys feel, because you hear, but you don't listen. Listen to what a person is saying. Listen to what a person actually wants, not what you think they want. You know what I mean? Based on your traumas and your past that you refuse to deal with. And I realized that reacting, like we have a choice to react or get offended when we hear something. If somebody comes, I no longer get offended by things that people say about me or whatever. Like somebody could come to me and say something about black people, or say something about black men in general, or say something about YouTubers in general. They can say whatever they want. They can say something about Americans. I'm saying, oh, I hate Americans. I hate black men. I hate black people. Guess what? Marvin's not going to get offended. Why? Because I've done the work on myself. I understand that what a person says, does, think, acts, etc. has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the fact that they have their own insecurities, or they have their own traumas, or whatever going on inside of them that they haven't healed. So I realized that if your first reaction is to get offended when you hear something that you disagree with, that is a huge indication you need to work on yourself. And so when I hear these women, or when these women attack me, that is a huge indication that you have work to do on yourself. Because getting offended is a choice. You have a choice to get offended at something someone says to you or not. And from my experience personally, and from working with people around the world now, I realize that people that get offended easily are the people that don't do the work on themselves. They haven't done the work, because it's a choice. So the next time somebody says something that you don't agree with, take time to realize and ask yourself, is it the fact that I don't really agree with them, or is it the fact that I'm hurting on the inside because I haven't healed? And so I automatically counted out what they said. And when you do that, you will realize you will start to naturally get rid of the biases you have towards men, or the biases you have towards women, or whatever the case may be. You'll realize, oh, shoot, maybe I need to stop attacking men when they say things like that, and realize that, oh, the problem is me. I actually need to heal. It's not that men are this or men are think that way, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to jump in here and share that with you guys real quick, because I thought that was very alarming when I saw Tatiana's post and I saw all the love she got. And then I saw when I look at the interview that me and Agnes did, and I saw the hate that I was getting that Agnes wasn't getting. And I thought, wow, this is alarming. And so I want to leave you guys with this message to always, 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 like I said, if your first reaction is to get offended when you hear something you disagree with, you need to do a lot of work on yourself, because you can't have an intelligent conversation. You can't get better and grow if you get offended at everything someone says, especially the opposite sex. Okay? That's number one. You know what I mean? Work on that. Work on listening instead of hearing, because listening requires that you actually comprehend. Don't just hear and get mad and upset when you hear somebody say something. Actually listen and process what they're trying to tell you, because when you do that, I'm telling you, your communication will get much better. Your relationships will get much better. Manifestation will get much better, because I really think a lot of you guys are listening. You guys are hearing what YouTube coaches are saying about manifesting a specific person or whatever, manifesting whatever in your life, but you're hearing what the coaches are saying, but you're not really listening to what the coaches are saying. You're not really applying to what the coaches are saying. All right, guys. I just wanted to jump in here and share that with you. I can't wait to bring you this interview, about, what women really want. And like I said, that interview will be dropping this week with the great Inez Vivarelli on her channel as well as my channel. And I can't wait to bring you guys that content. And I can't wait to read the comments, because I'm sure there will be a lot of women in the comment section being in unison saying, oh yeah, this was great. This was great. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about what women want. You know what I mean? It's about what you want. You know what I mean? So I'm very curious to see what happens when we drop this video this week, or next week, whenever we do it. All right, guys. Thank you again. As always, this has been another episode of Marvin's Room. I hope you got some gems and jewels from this video. See you guys next time. You know where, you know when.